Video de entrenamiento del crustáceo cascarudo.
In the world of anime, there are a lot of stories to choose from. Love stories, drama stories, comedy stories, but the most common are action stories. Those kind of stories are known as shonen in the Japanese culture, and those are for teenagers between 12 and 17 years old, which is the main public. But also there are a lot of people who are above that range that consume this kind of content. And one of my favorite works is called Jojos Bizarre Adventure. Jojos Bizarre Adventure is a manga series written and illustrated by Hirohiko Araki. This manga has been published since 1987, and by 2023 it has about 957 chapters, but until 2012 was when it had his own anime series. This one counts with 191 episodes. And before you quit, you must know that the anime is divided into 6 different parts, which makes it easier to watch all the anime. This work has been one of the most popular manga and anime series of all times. It can be compared with works like One Piece, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, and furthermore. Many manga authors have taken JoJo's as a start point to their works, like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, and more. The manga is about the Joestar family, which started a long time ago with the character Jonathan Joestar. After him, his descendants had a lot of strange and frenetic battle against the force of evil who torment the Joestar family. The history is full of tragic comedy content, from painful situations, ridiculous situations, comical situations, and to very and bizarre situations. Maybe the plots can be repetitive, especially with some fights in part 3, but the character development is exceptionally great. The second point that makes JoJo's great is the power system is way different to others. For example, in part 1, the main power is called Hammond, which is a power that comes from the breathing technique, and it's the main use to defeat undead adversaries. In part 2, the power levels up and it can do more. But in part 3, the author decided to change Hammond for another power. This time and for the rest of the work, it will be known as Stance, who has a unique kind of power that some of them are too ridiculous or too amazing. Another point is that the work doesn't only have one protagonist, but has 6. In every part of the anime, there had been a different character which starts the story. In part 1, the protagonist is Jonathan Joestar. In the second one is Joseph Joestar. Then in the third one is Jotaro Kujo, and furthermore. And the common thing is that they can all be called Jojo. This is because in some part of the names can be found the nickname, like in the examples. It's impossible for everyone not to identify with one of them, since each one has different personalities and characteristics that makes them unique and memorable to the watcher. In every part we follow the protagonist with their team. The teammates are also good characters that you can even take care of them. All of them have a unique style that everyone can identify quickly. There are some examples. Previously, I mentioned about the force of evil who torment the Joestar family. And that is one of the biggest points of the work, their villains. Starting with Dio. He's a great villain, so great that you can empathize with him. Even if he is selfish, arrogant, manipulator, Machiavellian, etc. There are many more villains across the saga, but Dio is the most important because he is the main cause of all the misfortune in the Joestar family. If JoJo is known by something, it's about its art style. It is so iconic. Even the author has had the opportunity to make an art painting at Louvre Museum. And also, the popularity of the work has impacted society, so much that the pop culture and fandom has appropriated the term JoJo reference, which can identify similar things from the work in the real life. Another well-known thing is about the anime, is the JoJo poses, which are some poses that almost every character in the work makes. Those are very iconic, some of them are gorgeous, and some of them are just funny. To finish this review, I watched Jojos in 2021 for fun, as my relatives had recommended to me. I previously got recommended years ago, but I didn't want to watch it. After I watched all that I could watch, I regretted myself for not watching this awesome anime. If you haven't watched it, do it now. Maybe the first episode can be kinda boring, but it's important to have patience to enjoy what comes next. So, do yourself a favor and try JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.